Okay, I see it's 10:32 already. I see some still people joining, so let's kick it off. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Future of Microsoft project. My name is Leider Dothain, and I am the project specialist for Microsoft Netherlands.
Yeah, and then I take over. My name is Ruud Peltzer. I'm the sales and marketing manager of JSR. I will be telling you something about projects for the web, show you a demo, and we're 18 years gold partner with Microsoft. So we have been working closely together with Lyra and the team of Microsoft.
Yeah, thank you, Rod. We are both really honored that you have all joined us today. It's incredibly exciting to be here with over more than 100 people who have registered for this webinar. So that's pretty exciting. I also saw that is people from 10 different countries. So that's also really awesome to see. So really thank you for making the time to be here with us today, discovering together everything about the future of Microsoft project. And it's true that we heard so much about the transformation of work these days, right? And it's everything about the incredible leap companies have taken during the pandemic to implement digital innovation and also to help employees work better together. Now that so many of us are working from home, like I'm doing now from my small kitchen in an apartment in Amsterdam. But as you know, this transformation is not quite as new as everybody seems to think, right? And it didn't just appear out of nowhere or happen just overnight, right, Ruth?
No, fully agree. Let's say I'm working from the home as well. So I have a place in home in the attic to do these sessions and talk about it. And we see this the last few years, 5 years, 4 years, and it has been increasing with the pandemic, working from the home, making sure that we can work together, can we stick together and get great results. So this is something we've been seeing for many years. And let's say it will be even faster in the future.
Exactly. And Ruth, do you remember that there was a time when projects were actually just a discrete subset of work where people that were doing something every day? You probably remember that better than me, actually. Then project was tightly defined set of tasks with a project manager leading a group of people to achieve a specific goal. But I don't think it's like that anymore, right?
No, true. Let's say I was before I was sales, I was being in the business. I was PMO, project management officer, and we did a lot of projects. But it was focused about all the work within projects. It was trained project managers. It was complex process, but it was outside of the other work we needed to do. So let's say it was a totally standalone solution.
Indeed. And actually, if you think about it, now a project can take a couple of people and a few hours just, or it can embrace an entire portfolio of initiatives that span across an organization and last actually not hours, but years. So I think that we did a change nowadays, and today projects are how we create alignment between the teams, also are how we create clarity, how we motivate, how we empower teams, how we celebrate success together, and also kind of how we lead our organizations. So this transformation that I'm talking about demands new approaches, right? And not only new approaches, but also a new generation of tools. Tools that span across the organizations, so embrace all the organization and not only a specific team, and tools that also met people where they are working, right? From homes like Ruth and I, from the warehouse, from the retail store, everywhere.
Yeah, from everywhere. I agree.
So this has been actually a journey together over the past 5 years, like Ruth was saying, to lead the way forward to develop a new connected project experience that are simple enough for everyone to use, but at the same time powerful enough to be the catalyst for a business success across the world's largest organizations. So in a time when projects are the unifying thread woven throughout the fabric of modern work, Microsoft is delivering the platform of tools and also the capabilities that teams need to eliminate that complexity that we are finding these days, and also to be clear about priorities, right? And stay on top of the tasks that you need to do, work together, and achieve the key strategic objectives that we are always trying to accomplish. And actually, Microsoft transformation could not have been possible without you, right? There is so much that you and our customers have taught. And there is no doubt that the knowledge that you are sharing with us, it's reflected in every aspect and every feature of Microsoft connected project experiences, which makes it actually really exciting to see what happens when project management leaders from across the industry and from across different organizations who have been integral to our work make Microsoft integral to theirs. And this is exactly the case of our special guest today, Ronald Jens. He's a corporate information manager at Climate for Life. Ronald?
Yes, good morning, everyone. And thank you, Ruud and Lyra, for having me here today. I'm very excited to show you later on today how Microsoft technology, led by the Project for the Web, helped Climate for Life and reimagines our business.
Thank you, Ronald, for being with us today here. And we are really looking forward to hearing from you this wonderful story that you have. And I would say that this is just really the beginning for all of us, right? And to tell you more about the vision and the vision that has driven our work and shaped our journey, I would like to share a bit more the vision of a generation of connected project experiences. And these are experiences that are designed to empower people in your organization, and not only one team, but again, the whole organization, to meet the rising tide of complexity and drive your business forward. So here we see that, not here, but in our everyday task, we see that we live in a time of really remarkable technological progress and change, right? It's super fast-paced, competitive, connected world. We have so much information, we have so many opportunities, so many insights, and so much that we actually aspire to achieve, right? But I would say that with all these possibilities that we have, we also have to pay a bit of a high price. So we pay a high price for the wealth of possibilities that we have. Do you recognize this, Ruud?
Yeah. Let's say it's challenging times, and what you see is the audience will see this as well. They work in large organizations, need to work together, get a lot of information. If you take a look at this screen you're sharing now, there's so much information going on in organizations. We need to be in control. Yeah, let's say, and I think this session today will show you how Microsoft wants us to be more in control and support us as personal individuals to work smarter together. So basically, that's, I think, what we see and what we try to show the rest of the session.
Exactly is that. It's all about reducing complexity and all about increasing visibility into project-based work, right?
Yeah, true.
It's one of our business challenge of our time. And actually, it's a business challenge for everyone, and it has also been one of our most difficult things or challenges to solve. Until now, I would say. So our goal here is and our commitment actually is to help you reimagine project management. And we want to help you reimagine project management by delivering connected experience that make easy to plan work strategically, balance conflicting priorities, and also elevate the team's performance. And all of this reducing the stress that comes with completing projects on time and on budget, and really being part of this demanding and high-speed work environment.
Yeah, I really like the word connected, Lyra, because that's what we see. We see projects doing their work from, let's say, past. We see sole projects being managed, but it's, let's say, this integral part. We do a lot of projects together. We need you to work with the same resources. That connected is a great word, what you have in this slide.
Exactly. And it's not only about Microsoft, but I'm really happy to say that with the help of partners solutions like ACR, Microsoft Work Management Tool truly provide the end-to-end management capabilities for teams, right? That teams in organizations of all sides really need to tackle all the projects of every level of complexity. But actually cutting through that complexity starts really with visibility, right? So this connected project experience that you are mentioning, Ruud, it's really designed to help you organize and view the project schedules and tasks at a glance. So you can deep dive more into all the details. So this provides basically an intelligent, data-driven operational insights, so you can address emerging issues before they become more problems, and also seize the opportunities while they are hot. But again, cutting through the complexity also depends on increasing alignment within and across the teams, all the teams in the organization, and also to ensure that everyone is focused on common goals, right? Everyone is rowing in the same direction. So with our work management suite, project managers like you can really help team members work together more effectively by keeping everyone up to date on the status of every step and deliverable, right? All the process that we're managing. And again, cutting through complexity is the key to enabling your teams to achieve the high levels of performance and productivity that they are truly capable of. And what we want to do is to provide clear expectations about budgets, about timelines, and what we are trying to do in this connected project experience is enabling you to set your teams to drive strategic outcomes that improve not only customer satisfaction, but also increase your profitability and also reduce cost. That I think it's something really interesting for everyone nowadays. And the long-term business success is also built on a modern technology platform, right? That needs to support the culture of innovation, completely be innovating every day, and also offers the flexibility to grow and adapt. Because we're aware that maybe this is not complete yet, but we give you that flexibility to grow and adapt and add whatever you need to complete this whole platform. So these Microsoft Connected Project Experiences also deliver the unified approach that brings together all of your company's data to help to uncover insights.
Yeah, and I think I can say I'm really proud that, let's say, this project performance, let's say, we're connected, Microsoft, JSR, and Climate for Life together in this webinar. And let's say the story of Ronald will be the same on elevating project performance. How can we be more successful, doing more projects and being balanced, let's say, resource balancing, budget balancing, making sure that we can do the right project at the right moment.
Exactly, well said. And to show you how, what is Ruth saying and how all this comes together, let me move forward and let me show you why we're feeling excited and why we feel that we are in a unique position to help you and our customers to bring all the project management data together across the Microsoft platform. So because we know that when all the data is spread across a variety of platforms, you will probably struggle to make data-driven decisions, right? And you won't have the bigger picture. And actually, traditionally, all this data lived in separate Microsoft systems too. So you would use, for instance, Office for productivity, like you see in the left, or Dynamics 365 to manage relationships, and Azure maybe for tracking real-time data-intense processes, right? And this actually might sound like the things that we were lamenting earlier, right? You have all this data, all these endpoints spread across different solutions. It's a mess, except that Office, Dynamics, and Azure are part of the Microsoft family, which is a highly secure enterprise-grade platform. Still, we knew that we were in a unique position to do better, and so we did. So what we did was build the Power Platform. And the Power Platform is built on Power BI, Power Apps, and Power Automate, formerly known as Flow, actually. And the Power Platform, what does is brings together Office, Dynamics, and Azure so that they are in one integrated platform for using your data more efficiently. And now this platform includes also Project. So the new Project service is entirely built on the Power Platform. So not only all your project data is in one place, but you also get Power BI, Power Apps, and Power Automate. So you get the added benefit of project and portfolio reports through Power BI. You get the customer project management apps through Power Apps, and the ability to automate mundane but necessary project tasks through Power Automate. So this integrates everything in one place, basically. And finally, as you can see, Project for the Web stores all the data in the Microsoft Dataverse, as you can see in the lower part. And this allows customers like you, partners, and even ISVs to customize tables, add custom fields, and even add more tables that meet your business needs if there is something missing. Now, with all that, our vision is basically that work management is simple, and we really want to empower teams to work the way they want while enterprises get the results they need. That's basically the Microsoft Work Management vision. Simple, but powerful, I believe.
Yeah, fully true.
And now I want to take the last minute to explain you a bit where we are, what we're thinking going forward, and in what we're working to bring our tools and technologies together to help kind of organize and connect work across the enterprise for the shop floor to the top floor, and also to help the people, the teams, and the information align from strategy to execution, so from top to up. And everything starts with Microsoft Teams, right? Microsoft Teams is seen as our hub of collaboration for visibility and also work management. And with Teams, what executives can communicate a strategy and maybe track progress across portfolios. So every portfolios, every task that they are managing, they can track it. Project teams maybe can collaborate and manage projects and communicate the status. If we go to another level, teams and individuals can collaborate on all type of work and manage the execution of that work. And finally, frontline workers can stay in control of their daily task and responsibility, right? So for frontline workers, what we have is we know that they really need to complete their work assignments, collaborate with team members on assignments that they have every day, and even build or use apps that simplify work requirements, right? So that's why we have Teams for collaboration and task management, but we also have Microsoft List, which is also here to help track and organize information. Also To Do, which is a really simple tool for individual tasks. And finally, we have Power Apps and Power Automate for everybody that can quickly build and share load-coded applications. In the next floor, we have information workers. We believe that information workers really need to kind of do many things, including collaborate with teams to complete work and also develop content that supports initiative, right? And for that, we have, of course, Microsoft Planner, which is a really simple task management tool that helps organize teamwork using really, really intuitive collaborative visual task management. And we also have tasks in Microsoft 365, where you can add mentions and maybe collaborate in a Word or Excel or PowerPoint document. Then we have project management, or project managers, actually. I'm sure that a lot of people in the audience can feel identified with this floor. And your teams need to plan and manage projects, execute them really efficiently and effectively, and communicate project status and other metrics to stakeholders up to the C-suite, for example. Now, complex projects often require more power, right? So intelligent scheduling, maybe dependencies, maybe reporting, and many other features. And today, PMs like you need a tool that is really easy to use, but also meet the complexity of the work at hand. So that is really, really where Project for the Web comes in. And the upcoming Project Accelerator solution, which Ruth is going to show you in the demo later, is just one of the examples of how enterprises can harness the power of Power Platform and also combine it with Project for the Web to meet the important project and program management needs.
Yeah. Well, let's say, Leila, what you see is this really helps, let's say, this strategic level, connecting, using the word again, connecting with, let's say, the execution layer. Let's say we need to do projects. We want to do this on an easy, simple way with tools which match the maturity of this level within the organization, but stay in connection with this management layer, that board of directors, to know, okay, this is our ambition, this is what we're doing, and every time asking the same question, okay, are we doing the right projects and are we moving forward in the right direction?
Exactly. And that's also what C-suites need to choose, right? Or need to decide. These executives need to create and also communicate enterprise strategic plans. And for that, they need to have the right tools. So with Power BI, for instance, executives can discover which are the insights in project data to help make informed decisions fast and maybe plan confidently what is the next step.
Yeah.
So that's basically our vision and where we are going with project management. But of course, as you see, this is not a standalone product, right? It's a combination and connected platform. We also want to understand even better how all this fits in the general Microsoft model workplace picture, right, Ruth?
Yeah, fully true. Fully true. Let's say, and let's say, I think, let's say the next few slides will be about introducing myself, but then quickly moving to, let's say, what it can bring, what it will offer, and all these steps forward. Yeah, shall I shift to my slide deck? Then it's always a challenge to get shift. My screen on. And then let's say my first slide is on, and then we can move forward. Let's say, like I told you a story about how Microsoft looks at, let's say, this environment. I will take you a little into, let's say, we're a Microsoft partner, 18 years a gold partner, so we've been in this market for quite a long time, helping customers be more successful in project program portfolio management. And I want to show you how this modern workplace we're basically daily working in, how does this help in the project and portfolio management environment. Short introduction, work for JSR. We have three main topics where we focus on fully in the Microsoft suite. So we support, let's say, innovation. We help you in project and portfolio management. That's basically the main topic for today. And we help customers like Ronald work together in a Microsoft 365 environment to making sure that all the documents are stored in the right place. Teams is implemented. This modern way of working, this digital way of working is being felt by all the members working in this organization, because it's a big shift. We have a lot of people taking these steps into this modern way of working. Lyra has this saying already: teams work they want, executives get the results they need. The team can work in the tools they prefer. If it's Planner, I saw in the checkbox Planner, is it project, is it, let's say, an Excel sheet? Of course, all these things are possible when we need to find one way of working, and the Microsoft 365 environment helps us with this. So in the left, you'll see the Microsoft platform, and basically what we see in the project and portfolio management surroundings is, for us, 4 topics. Work together, like we do in this live meeting. We're at different places, we talk to each other, we make notes, we take a proposal in it, we work on a document, all to make sure that we have this hybrid way of working. The next step is workflows, because we don't work in projects only. We work in a financial system for budgets. We have time writing somewhere. So we need to integrate, and we have workflows in place to connect elements, business applications together, a CRM system, an ERP system, all these systems to connect, let's say, these missing links. And Lyra showed this connected world. We're moving with our customers to more and more connected world. So it starts with a proposal, it ends in a project, it's translated into, let's say, a strategic ambition. Now, in this cycle, we create documents. So let's say what you see is all these documents are stored, need to be archived. So within the Microsoft 365 environment, you also have all these documents you need to store. And let's say this is the platform you need to go to. And the last one, and I'll show you some examples, is, let's say, dashboards. Are we doing the right projects? Are we on track? How about financials? How about budget? All these elements can help us see, okay, are we moving into the right direction? Yeah. And in the end, I always say, and we had this meeting before, this should be fun. Why? Because people need to change. We need to take them by the hand, show them new possibilities. And Microsoft 365 has this opportunity to make this change possible. And during this journey, because I think it's a journey, there's 3 topics. What we see is it needs to be smart. You need to know exactly what you do, what steps you make. It needs to be safe. And the next one is it needs to have some fun in it. So let's say it's safe. We need to show people what's in it for them, because you need to make them change. And it should be a little fun in the end. Now, over to the managing projects and portfolios in a modern workplace environment. If you take a look at this picture, this is the flow from ID, managing the IDs, selecting the right IDs, doing strategy, and saying, okay, these are the projects for 2022, 2023. And in the end, if you're, let's say, I've been PMO for many years, what do these projects bring you? What's the benefit in it? What's in it for the organization? What brings it? Is it only money, more money, or do we do something about sustainability or whatever? You need to talk about benefits. So this is the topic, what we do, and you want to do this again together. Great ideas, fitting our ambitions, executing them well, and gaining these benefits, and that in a simple and effective way. What I always say to our customers, keep it as simple as possible. I show you a lot of screens. They look marvelous. There's a lot of functionalities. They all love it. But in the end, it's a growth process. And Ronald can tell you a bit about it. Your growing maturity on its way to more and more project and portfolio management maturity. If you're there, then you see these screens that you know you're in control. This is all Power BI reports based on customer needs. It's a process support with traffic lights. It's resource management insights. It's risk management. But this is all available if you do a good process from ID to selecting and running projects. Now, and in the end, why do you do it? Because organizations need to transform and need to be more. It's a word you hear a lot of time, need to be more agile. So if things happen, and you have insights where you are, you can quickly adapt. And basically that's what I see with a lot of organizations. We need to be in control and see where we are, and we can make judgments. Are we doing the right projects? This example, something about risk management, something about return on investment, and on the left underneath, something about benefits. So how many benefits do I gain in this example in money? What does these projects bring us? And this together makes an organization agile and making the right decisions and discussions. Now, why should you use this modern way of working? Because the work is done hybrid. I'm at the attic, Lyra is at her place, Ronald is at her place, and let's say we're supported by Remco. He's making sure this live meeting goes well. We're all in different places. We bring it together, and there's an audience of more than 100 people listening to this. This wasn't possible a couple of years ago, and that easy and that we're familiar doing this. So this is the way we're going to work for the next few years, and it will be growing and it will be adopted quickly. What we also see is that Teams will be the starting point of your day-to-day work. A couple of years it was Outlook, and you're now seeing it shifting to Teams. What we see is an intranet within Teams, the discussions taking place in Teams, the project being done in Teams, so all the work is done. And Lyra will close off with probably a slide saying, okay, Microsoft is focusing about this work, bringing all my work together. So I'm a sales, all my proposals, all the work I need to do with customers, all the work I need to do in projects where we're working on is brought together in this one environment. Why? To make life for me a little easier, and that I know when I need to deliver something to Lyra, when I need to deliver something to Ronald. So together we're more in control about what we need to do on a daily basis. And that gives peace of mind. And that's something with Microsoft is focusing on. Lyra is also responsible for Viva. Let's say making sure that we're taking care of health of people and looking after them. And this modern workplace is also about integrating all these solutions. So let's say the Power Automate, the Power Flow, getting all these things together is part of it. And in the end, of course, with all moving towards this digital world, it's safe, it's scalable, and it has low code opportunities in it. Now, back to this modern workplace, Microsoft 365 for projects. What you see is, again, this funnel. And what you see is Microsoft that has different solutions to take care of this process. So on the left side, getting ideas, it can be done in Word. You can use a SharePoint list. You can use forms, for example. You can use, let's say, a Power App. So build your own low-code app to get these ideas in. And then these ideas need to be evaluated. Then you have a Power Automate process for approving ideas. Do they fit the strategy? Do we have budget for them? And in the end, for these ideas we say yes to, we move into the execution phase. And basically what we there have is planner, project for the web, and Azure boards, depending on the type of projects you do. So select the tools you want to use for this specific project and for this specific project environment. And in the end, Power BI to bring it all together. Next slide. And what you see is Microsoft has developed a project accelerator pack. And project for the web by default is just your tasks in a project environment. So it's a Kanban board, it's a list, or it's a Gantt chart. So basically this low level, this is project for the web. But with the project accelerator, it has gained the program and portfolio level and the strategic team. So it's more a portfolio management solution than only task management for projects. So it's growing. And this has been a big step for the adoption of project for the web with our customers. And let's say it's the new way of working in this new environment. Now, what I say is we started off with doing projects with making a Word document. We get a sign off from a manager. We put it in a financial system. Then we have, for example, Prince2. I did a lot with Prince2, a lot of forms which needed to be filled in like a document, and then all this data is in documents and not in lists or in databases. And what you see is more and more of our customers move into a way of working where the data is stored from the ID, so we can link them to business cases. What you see in this screen is, let's say you see on the left a Word document. It's a Dutch, but it's basically a project proposal. We'll have something on, let's say, the project accelerator. We have a Power App. So this is an app for requests. It's in Dutch, but it's about asking, hey, I need something. I check it and fill it in, and something else from the Power Accelerator as well. So start projects digital from day one. The proposal and ID. Now on to the demo, and then I need to shift again to another system. So it's always a challenge if that goes well. Let me check which one I want to take on first. If it's right, you'll see a Microsoft Teams environment. Now, let's say we've been working in a Microsoft Teams environment for a number of months or years already. So what you see is this is just an example, a sample of how can we do it. This is the environment, new project interface, a project, and it has all these tasks, all these tables next to it. So it has the posts, so we can chat about it. We get updates. We have all the files stored together. Basically, this is SharePoint, but from, let's say, the Teams environment made available. So all the documents are stored there. You can have all elements available for internal users, external users, all the documents are there. And what we now see is we have a customer now, let's say with all this information, we can create reports to Power BI, but also to Word to make a proposal. If I fill in all the information here in the Teams environment, in the different fields, I can create a report because of this platform underneath it. And let's say the database Dataverse has all these elements in it, so we can use this for reporting. Now, then I'll move to the request, and this is just an example, so it can have any styling, it can have any information on it, it can be in any language, but this is a new request. So instead of a Word document, I will use a new request page. And if you see it, I have my requests, mijn verzoeken in Dutch, and I have a request. I can click on the request, and hopefully I don't have a timeout. No, works fine. And this is filling in a project report or a request by default, filling in something about cost, something about risks, all this information, gaining this information from day one a project starts. Why? It's in the database and we can use it for reporting. Now, this works on your computer, on your tablet, and on your mobile phone. That's also, let's say, from the Microsoft perspective, we work any place, anywhere we would like to work. Now, the planning part, and it needs to load a little, is, let's say, this is the project for the web, and it's quite simple. It has three options. It has the grid, which has all the tasks, the people working on the tasks, the duration, a percentage complete, all the information you want to have. This is basically an advanced Excel sheet. Easy to use, create extra tasks underneath here, assign them to a person, and it works. And all these tasks, that's what you want. You want to share them with the team, give the person the task he needs to do this week. The next step is the board, and the board is basically a Kanban style board. Move, drag and drop elements from left to right, create buckets to do in execution, installation at the customer and finished, or it could be sprints, it could be any way you want to work. And the great thing is what we now see is with customers, if we have this request in place, based on the selection in the request, we can say, okay, we'll start with a template based on software development, or a template based on building houses, or let's say renovating schools or whatever. So with a request and start a new project, we can say, okay, this template is started, we need to work in it. We can have risk and issues with it. We have the reporting page in it, and you see it shows the icon of Power BI. All the elements which we register at project level can be on a portfolio or program level. This is just an example. There's many more, but I'll show them in the let's say project accelerator. And there's the operations roadmap, and the operations roadmap is more and more focused on. Let me check if I can get some more information about the major milestones. I zoom a little out. The major milestones in the work we're doing, and I get some information from it. This is connected to the actual execution of projects. So this is a management C-level overview, different programs with different tasks. We can have them showing their progress. In red, they're in trouble. All these elements are available and giving, let's say, management an overview what's happening within the environment. Shifting to the next one. I made a shift to a Teams environment where we do a project and we show the different elements. We move to, let's say, the Project Accelerator pack. And the Project Accelerator pack has this functionalities on the left. So what you'll see is I have homepage, I have project requests, I have a program and project level. We can do resource management in it, and we have the reports. So what you see is on top, a Power Apps functionality. So what you see is basically a project for the web is a Power App as well. And this is built in this Power Apps environment and brings all these best practices we together with the customer get, and we configure it to a way of working. So showing, for example, we go to the project requests. The project request page shows a request. In this example, for example, the Apollo project has all this information available about this project. You link it to your strategy, and based on a return on investment or a priority or any calculation, this brings in the information you want to have on your request. And this request is being accepted, starts a project. So in the end, if you take a look at this listing, let's say you see all the projects visible here. I see an overview. I can click on this element on the left, or the right, sorry, and we can move through the project as well. So it has all these steps again: summary, a business case, financial information, resource information. It has the tasks report, and what you see is, let's say, it connects now to Project for the Web. So it shows, let's say, the task in this project, and again, grid, board, or Gantt, whatever you want to work, you can work the way you want to work. And a fun thing is what I saw in this environment, and what I've been missing as a PMO is, let's say, you can have status reports saved there. So let's say on a project, you can do status reporting, and every version you can save. So you can create a new status report. So all these status reports are stored in this database, and you can use them for trend analysis. And that's something what we've been seeing with a lot of customers. It's great to see a project being reported every month, but what is more possible? Now, want to show some extra elements, maybe on the project request. Just a simple one. You can have different graphs with it by priority. All this information is available, but you also could use Power BI for this example. And this Power Pack shows you all the functionalities available. So about financials, about risks, with all the information about the risks. There was one about the resource dashboard. Power BI helps to get all this information together and show it, in a pleasant way. Share it. You can click on elements. It filters information from this element. So let's say Power BI is the way to promote and have an understanding that we're working in this connected environment. And that said, and looking at the time, let's say, I think I will be shifting over to Ronald to take over, so he can tell a real life story about how Climate for Life manage projects and where they are and where they're heading. So I think, Ronald, could you take over from me?
Yes, thank you, Ruud. I will take over the screen.
Yeah. And maybe a fun thing is when Ronald is shifting to his screen, let's say we met together, and Ronald was a busy guy. Everybody was running in his office asking for this and asking for that, and they grew to an interesting, really interesting company. And we're working on a customer case together with Microsoft United States because they have a really good story. Ronald.
Thank you. Thank you again for this opportunity. I want to tell you a bit about the story we survived right now. We were struggling within the company with some projects. I will come back to this later. First, a small introduction of the Climate for Life group. And as you in the screen, what you can see is one of our projects we are working on at this moment, and it is called Sluishuis in Amsterdam. As you see, a very nice building, and with the Climate for Life group, we are honored to be part of this, because with our constructor company, the builder, we can take care of the installation, and the installation that will mention the heating, cooling, domestic hot water, and ventilation systems. A small introduction of the Climate for Life group. Climate for Life as a name, it's not that old yet. Actually, it's only from 2016. But in the end, when we see when we came over there, we already have 140 years of experience. In 1880, the company Daaldrop was founded. In 1990, the Ito company was founded, and these both companies merged in 2010 as Ito Daaldrop, and they are this the production site for the indoor climate systems, heat pumps, ventilation systems, domestic hot water tanks, and what you can see over here is our, let's say, timeline. We started from 1880 with the domestic hot water systems, and actually in the 1990s we first had the first production of our heat pump already. For the Netherlands, the heat pump is sounds new, but as you can see, we already have 20 years experience in producing, developing and producing heat pumps, and also solar systems. And at the moment we start with production, we also in 2004 we start with monitoring these systems, and with the monitoring data we have, we can update and upgrade our products constantly. So we saw the behavior of the heat pumps, but also the behavior of the customers, and with this information we could update and make the product better and better and better. So that's the part from the production side, the Ito Daaldrop side. And from 2016 we merged with Klimaatgarant, and Klimaatgarant is the project organization which is involved with building the new built houses and take care of the installations of these new built houses to make sure that they are energy neutral, very energy efficient.
Yeah, and Ronald, I read in LinkedIn you're making a big shift by stopping gas boilers and moving to heat pumps. So let's say you're on the edge of new development, but with 20 years of history already.
Yeah, correct. That's certainly correct. Yeah. And also what you can see, we're an innovative company. We won 7 innovation awards in the Netherlands for new products, new systems, and also with new systems. Sorry. Our mission of Climate for Life is we want to make the indoor climate and houses more energy efficient, more comfortable, and more healthier. And what we do is what we use is the heat pumps, the ventilation systems, and all our products to make sure that we reach these goals. In 2016, we started transforming from a product-driven company to a project-driven company. And in the end, what our goal was to be part of this nice skyline. The buildings that you see over here is our clients built this nice apartment buildings, and our products from the heat pump and the ventilation systems are part of this very nice buildings. So we were involved in these projects for building these nice apartments. And before we knew, at the moment, the counter is that we are in 472 projects at the same time, and divided over the whole country. So it's the biggest part of the country. And in the end, we can install insulation for 23,000 houses. And we have to do this with 8 project teams. So we share resources on 8 project teams on 472 projects. And that's the main challenge we have right now. How can we make sure that we have the right visuals to see what we can do, to see if we can manage these projects, if we can use these resources on the right project on the right time. That's the challenge we have at the moment. How do we get there? First of all, a very nice picture of our heat pump, the last generation. It looks like a big fridge instead of an installation that we had before. Yes, it's still a technical part, but it looks much more nicer. How do we get there? When I started to talk with Ruud in 2018, what we were doing, we had an Excel list. With Excel, we were, let's say, planning. It's of course, you cannot plan with Excel. From Excel, we were building an Access database. And of course, with the email and Exchange and Outlook part of the 365 ecosystem, that was the way we started it, with trying to get grip of our projects. It looked a little bit like this. The Access database changed to Access, and make some kind of Gantt diagram to see what's happening. So still very fault. The faults can be very easily be done. From that point, we started discussing with JSR, who was involved with us with our the challenge we have. And we started to look to take to use more applications of the Office 365 ecosystem. We went to Project Online, the Task Planner apps, the Microsoft apps, Power Apps, and Microsoft Flow, Power BI, and of course still a bit OneNote, Excel, and Access, because you cannot change from one day to another. And of course the Hub by Microsoft Team and SharePoint Online. And then the visual started already a bit nicer, because with Power BI, you can have a very nice overview of all the data you have in your projects, and to see if your common resources that you need to plan, you can visualize it very easy, and it's updated constantly at the moment you change your project. And the other part is share all our documents on the SharePoint surrounding, so you can go from Planner to the Microsoft Teams to Project, and in the end, all the data is inside the product, the SharePoint surrounding of your product area.
Yeah, because Ronald, I can remember we talked about, let's say, all the documents need to be stored for 25 years, because you sign contracts with these customers using your functionalities. They go off the, let's say, off the gas and off the energy. They take it from you, and you need to make sure these 25 years, they only pay this monthly fee to you and don't pay any other money towards, let's say, the energy supplier or the gas supplier. So you need to have all the documents in place and manage and monitor, let's say, the system you sell there.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. And how did we get there in the end? At the moment, we are working with approximately 150 persons in the project area, and of course, it's hard to get everybody on the same time, on the same level, because we also get new employees. We have people who are a little bit faster, some people who are a little bit slower. And in the end, we also started a project. It's called Work Smarter with Microsoft 365. And as you can see over here on the button, we put also together with the ASR, we had a project to train everybody for 365. So the teams, work with shared documents, work with projects, and it's on every page, on every homepage of our intranet. You can go to the button to see, to get some tips and tricks for working more efficient with 365. What was our lessons learned in the end? Because it was a challenge, and it's still, of course, a challenge, because a lot of projects are working in the same time. How have we been started, and what have we learned? In the end, this nice sentences they talk a lot. If you can't fly, then run. If you can run, then walk. Now, of course, you can read it yourself. But the you should be in you as a team, because you mentioned it already, Lyra mentioned it, work together. And your team is as good as the weakest link. So what you can do, what you need to do, what our lessons learned is take care that everybody can follow you in your team. The fastest guy or girl, it's easier to slow down than and it's harder to speed up. So our lessons learned is make sure that every team has its own speed, and make sure that you adapt to the speed of the slowest. And actually that is the thing, the lessons learned from our side. The tools are provided by Microsoft. They really helped, and they're still helping, and they're updating. And as Lara already mentioned, it's getting better and better, easier and easier. But make sure that everybody fits in. You help the people with working in these new applications, and also make sure they understand the need for them.
Yeah, and I can imagine that they see progress. They see that, let's say, Climate for Life as a company is moving forward with all this data, so that helps as well, I guess.
That helps a lot. The insights you get with Power BI at the end, because we use Power BI a lot. You showed also some nice dashboards, but yeah, we make a lot of dashboards for the people. You can make individual dashboards. You can make the management dashboards, and of course, depending on the need, you can build this. And some people are like the red and green, for instance. Other like the Gantt diagrams. It's depending on the persons. You can make sure that they have the right dashboards and the right Power BI reporting.
Nice, great history, Ronald. It's really awesome to see real example of how Microsoft technology led by Pride for the Web helps such a great company with the strong values like sustainability, kind of reimagining the way you are managing your projects and driving your business in general. So thank you really, really much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and let's say just a quick comment. We're working on a customer case, which we expect to have available at the beginning of the new year. So more about this story will be available through the Microsoft sites in, I think, January or February.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that is right. And again, as we were saying before, this is just really the beginning, right? There is so much we already did, but also so much that we still need to do.
Yeah.
And that is the point that I would like to share with you in the last minutes of the presentation, a bit of a peek in the future of Microsoft Pride for the Web. And as you saw during the presentation, there are already so many great features we already released. You can see in the screen, and also to highlight a few. For instance, the collaboration could be the first one, right? The power of integrating Pride for the Web with Microsoft Teams, as Ruth was telling you, seen as a central hub for collaboration. And now we bring project to that environment, so you don't have to go to 10 different places to do 10 different things, and you have everything in one place. So collaboration is one, but maybe extensibility could be the second one to highlight. The Project Accelerator that Ruth was mentioning, and I saw some questions in the chat. This is a great example for this, right? The power of bringing Pride for the Web to the Power Platform, so any customization that you need can be easily built out with a Power app. And finally, reporting or bringing insights to the hands of everyone could be the third, maybe. The power of integrating this Pride for the Web with Power BI and have all these reports, so everyone can have the general view and maybe can make decisions faster. And I could spend hours and hours explaining fantastic announcements with it, like email notifications or export and import options or attachment. But unfortunately, we have limited time today, and I also want to show you what we have planned for the future, right? So moving forward, we have other very exciting features in the roadmap. So we learn, listening to our customers' feedback, that it's really important for them to take collaboration even further, right, to the next step. And we are considering that bringing guest users to your projects is also a great point. So you can extend the collaboration even more outside the boundaries of your organization, always maintaining in a secure environment. We will add also some other features that we believe that will help you get an even better and complete picture, like labels or priority fields or color task custom fields. So that would be kind of a little upgrade to help you reduce that complexity. And we also talk about how important, again, is to reduce that complexity and timing nowadays, right? And we would like to help you there by building templates for you, for instance, so you can easily start your projects and really kick it off. But it's not just this. Moving one step more, we also have some exciting news planned in our roadmap, right? So you can see a bunch of things there. My tax experience, I see one of the questions in the chat was about that. This is a really exciting one. And what we're doing is to enable the team members to have a consolidated view of tasks they have been assigned to them across all the projects. so they can prioritize their work and decide on which are the most critical items that they need to get done, right? Not only that, but we're also looking at the team view, where as a project manager, you will be able to look at your team and how the work is divided across them. We also have many developments to come in the future quarters that, again, I can spend hours naming and explaining each of them. Yet I would like you to remember one picture before we end up the session today, and it's that one that you see in the left side of the slide. Here you can see again how Microsoft technology comes together in a connected platform to support you and your team across all organizational levels and across all the capabilities. So it doesn't matter if you are doing a structured work or plan-driven or change-driven or professional services, or maybe going up, you want to define your vision, performance, or strategy, there is a solution or a technology that will support and help you there. And of course, if you want to be always on top of all our announcements, not only this, there is also something that we built, the project blog, where we announce all the functionalities, literally that we announce every day, every month. We even have a monthly update. The link is in the screen, so feel free to go and see which are the last announcement that we did. We will also share it in the follow-up email later. And with this, actually looking at the time, I would like to thank you all, everyone in the audience, and as well as Ruth and Ronald, of course, for being here today, and wish you a very nice Thursday and happy project management. And if you have any questions, you have our emails there in the slide, so feel free to reach out. We are really happy to jump in a follow-up call for feedback or answering any questions that you might have. And yeah, anything in your mind to wrap up the session, Ruth?
No, I think timing was one, and we managed to do it 2 minutes before. So that's great. There's so much more to tell. Lyra and I discussed what should we and shouldn't tell. We have with Ronald the discussion. It's such a great story. The enthusiasm this platform brings, and how well you can implement it, and how well Climate for Life is implementing it and gaining the benefits, makes us all happy and proud that we're working together on this road to better projects and more in control. So no, thanks for listening to us. Of course, from me, we helped Climate for Life. Many thanks, Ronald, for being present again at this event, and Lyra, many thanks for having us on this nicely organized show. And of course, Remco in the back for organizing the event. I would like to say thank you from me as well. Makes life a little easier if you don't need to take care of the technical part. So yeah, that's it from me, Lyra. Thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone, and have a nice day.